Okay, I didn't think I was really going to comment on this, but seeing how it's a current event and it seems to be going on all over the place, I thought I might as well go ahead and speak my mind or, say what I got to say. So, if you watched the news recently, or just a little bit of it, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but if you pretty much know what's going on, or you read the title, if you can read, I'm going to talk about, President Trump, of course, and his remarks that he just recently made. Now, me personally, I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of the NFL. I just never played the sport. I do like watching it. I do watch it, and I do have some favorite players or whatever. But the fact that you take somebody who's in that high of a position, take the lowest road possible, to call, I don't know how many players are in the NFL or owners or whatever, but to call that many people SOBs, like, how low down and dirty can you be? What did they ever do to you? First off, is really my first question. Did they call you out your name? I mean, did they come over into your house or your place of peace or whatever, your billion-dollar company or whatever that is, and call you an SOB or something that is not your name, first off? And then on top of that, you call Colin Kaepernick a disgrace. Colin Kaepernick, personally, is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in NFL football. Of course, there's a lot of other great quarterbacks, but Colin Kaepernick should be playing this season. The reason he's not, because they got pissed because he kneeled. Okay, whatever, said and done. But when Trump intervenes and says Colin Kaepernick is a disgrace and tells the NFL owners whoever kneels during the national anthem should be fired. And the thing about it, I did see a couple other videos that kind of spoke on this. Now those owners, some of the owners, I don't know their names personally, but those owners actually supported Trump do his campaign. They funded it. And, I mean, even Tom Brady, I know a lot of people like Tom Brady. Tom Brady voted for Trump. Now, I'm not speaking on their political views or who voted for who. That's not what I really care about. It's the fact that Trump called people SOBs and they did absolutely nothing. And then, of course, he kind of did it, I guess, thinking they wouldn't respond, because they definitely knelt every game I saw that day that was played. Even the owners were down on the field with their team, the coaches, the managers, all that. They were down on the field and they all locked arms. Some of them knelt, most of them knelt actually. But I mean, and before I even get deeper into this, for all those people who are going to say, or probably thinking as you're watching this now, oh, I hate the military, or I don't support our troops, or I'm going against my flag, let me stop you right there. First off, I have nothing but love and support. I show nothing but love and support for those who have sacrificed their life to fight in the military, because I have friends in the military. Not only do I have friends in the military, I actually have family members that have served and actually, well, now they're deceased because they passed away a few years ago. But I have family members who have served. I have a current family member who is actually still serving in the military. I have a cousin who's serving right now in the military. I have 2 or 3 uncles that served in the military. Both of my grandfathers, one who is now deceased, has both served in the military. So before you even start talking smart, saying I don't support our troops, I just gave you proof for at least about 3 generations of people in my family who has served in the military. So don't get there and start talking smart thinking I don't support our troops. And our flag, that's a whole nother different thing. It's 50 stars on that flag representing the 50 states of the United States, and I live in one of them. So I'm not disrespecting the flag. I'm disrespecting the fact that people think just because I kneel, or if I want to kneel for the national anthem, that I'm not supporting my country. Have you even looked at the national anthem? Have you even looked at it? We sing the first little stanza of the national anthem, and that is it. If you go down to 3 stanzas, listen to this, because I'm not going to say the whole thing, but this is the part that stood out to me. This is about the 4th or 5th sentence in that part of the national anthem. No refugee could save the hireling and slave. So basically, we going all the way back to slavery times. A slave, black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call them, they were slaves. If you look at the author of the national anthem, go back and do some research on him, because they had a special on him on Channel 9 not too long ago. This man was one of the worst people ever on the face of the earth. He used to kill men, women, and children. Little kids. They didn't even have a time to live. Yes, they were slaves. But even though they were slaves, there was some children that still lived. But he went and killed them, saying that the best way to not let them rule is by lynching them. If you ever studied history about the slaves, you know exactly what lynching is. This man can go right up there with Hitler and all of his partners. That's about how bad he was. He might even be higher than Hitler. So the kneeling and the protesting, I think it's one of the best ideas we've had. Look at MLK back in his day. What did they do? They protested, they kneeled, they marched, they did everything that's going on right now that the NFL did. And it's not just because Trump called the NFL SOBs. Have you ever heard of the Jason Stockley case? Also happened this past week. Man went free. Now, that's another part that's kind of piggybacked onto this protesting. I'm going to talk about it because it's irrelevant. It's relevant, sorry, not irrelevant. It's relevant, and it kind of shows why we're protesting, if you've seen it on the news. And for those people who are also getting ready to say, oh, I'm sick of protesting, it's disturbing me shopping from the Galleria. The Galleria ain't going nowhere. I can tell you that from jump. The Galleria ain't going nowhere. Now, it is a completely different thing if they came up in there breaking stuff, breaking down windows, shoplifting, all that other stuff, all that other craziness going on. They didn't do any of that. So you can calm down and you go to the Galleria a different day. For all those other people, oh, I don't see why they're protesting, such so and so. They're protesting because there's injustice and inequality still going on today after years and years and years and years of people constantly murdering black people and getting away with it. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just speaking my mind, and I'm speaking on what happened. So don't go say, oh, he's a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm not. And for those who say they're not racist and they tell you how many friends of the other color or other minority that they have, they're racist because they keep track of how many people they come in contact with. I don't know how many other people I come in contact with. I have family members, I had friends that I met at school. I had friends I met at church. I had friends I meet out in my neighborhood. I have friends everywhere. So don't go say, oh, he doesn't even know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. Not because I watch TV, because I actually go outside and experience, and I have almost come this close to being one of those victims. Because I'm walking down the street minding my own business. Somebody gets stopped on the side of the road. I just so happen to walk past. They tell me keep moving. I said, yes, sir. I just walked off. I wasn't going to stop anyway. I'm trying to make it back home. I decided to go outside for a stroll. I saw something happening that could have put me in danger. I go the opposite way. I get home either way. So therefore, don't tell me I have not experienced it, because I've seen it happen. I've seen it done multiple times, and somebody who gets off for murder. Now you're probably saying, but the guy that he shot, he was a drug dealer and this and that. Okay, maybe he was a drug dealer. Maybe he was, but we had video and audio of Jason Stockley saying, I'm going to kill him. We had video of him taking off his gloves at the scene. That is the first issue of protocol. You do not do that until everything has been cleared or forensics have gone over it. You never take your gloves off at the crime scene. And then on top of that, people trying to say, well, he should have killed him. What is wrong with you? How could you be that so twisted inside that you say he should have killed him? And I know a lot of people don't understand this because they never had it happen to them or their race. Try explaining this to, now this is going to sound racist, but it's really not meant to be racist. Try explain to a white person, tell that white person that their kid, as soon as they let them out the front door, the garage or whatever, try to help them imagine their kid not coming back. Not because they went away or they ran away from home, because they got shot. Because they got killed out there, outside the house. Now, we don't know when our time is up. We don't at all. I'm perfectly fine with that. But when a family member, specifically for the parents out there, I'm not a parent, but I do have younger people who look up to me that I treat as if they were my own, including my niece and nephew. So try to imagine that person that you've known for years. You know, you taught them from right and from wrong, and who to look out for, who to be friends with, how to choose your friends, how to do this, how to do all the things that you taught them. Imagine them going out saying, hey mom, hey dad, I'm going to a pep rally or whatever after school, or after at 4 o'clock. I came home, I did my homework, chores are done. I'm going to this pep rally, is that okay? It's a pep rally, it's at school. Sure, go on. Just be back home, at a reasonable time. It's like, it's fine, ends at 6:30. I'll be home 6:45 at the latest. Go. Alright? They go to the prep rally. Have a good time. Oh dang. Car is low on gas. I'm gonna go fill some gas before I get there. They call you up. Hey mom, hey dad. The car is low on gas and we're gonna go fill it up. Take about 10 minutes. I'll be home 7 o'clock, 7:30 at the latest. They're like, okay. Go ahead, go fill it up. Thank you. They go fill it up. Some altercation happens. Tail light was out. They get pulled over. Cop comes up. Your tail light is out? No, sir, I did not. Well, let me see your license registration. Okay, no problem. They go reach for the registration, they get shot. Dead. Right there on the scene. How would you feel? How would you feel? You get a call. You're trying to call their phone. They're not answering because they're dead, of course. And you don't know what's going on. So I haven't turned on TV. You heard there was a shooting near the gas station that they probably went to. Wow. Can't believe it. Probably think it's some other black kid, right? No, this time it's your kid. But you don't know that because they haven't released the name yet. Then you get a call on your phone from a hospital saying that they need you to come identify the body. Like, whoa. Identify the body. Is it my grandpa? Did he pass or something? Sure kid. Now imagine that happening 5 times. Not because you have 5 kids. You only have 1 kid. But imagine it happening that to somebody that you know, or to somebody inside your race 5 times. Video wasn't enough though. Video was not enough. Audio wasn't enough. But here's the thing. He's was a police officer, and police officers usually protect police officers. Makes sense. Even though there's been injustice done over and over again, makes sense. But when it goes to the fact that he killed somebody, and not only do we have video and audio, but people in the police department that he worked for said, yes, he killed the man. He clearly killed that man in cold blood. Man, kid, whatever you want to call him. Killed him in cold blood, murdered him right there on the spot. I saw the whole thing. I was there. Now, when you have people in your own police department supposedly protecting their own, saying that he murdered that man, you cannot tell me that man should have went free. But hey, I know something else that you don't know. My father, he works in government type stuff. He's a little bit lower down. He doesn't really arrest grown people. He is a deputy juvenile officer. Take that as you will. So therefore, he knows a lot of people, a lot of police officers, not a lot of lawyers, all that other stuff. And one of his colleagues actually knew that judge that did the ruling on Jason Stockley's case. So you want to hear the R word? Well, here it is, racist. What are you talking about, racist? Oh, the judge. Yeah, the judge is racist. How do I know? Well, the colleague told us that black man, white man, they both go rob a store. Black man could be just a lookout. White man go in, kill a couple people, rob the store. They both run away, right? They both get caught. They both go to trial. Black man, if they had that judge, the black man, he's going to prison. White man, he gets probation. Prison and probation, most definitely not the same thing. Prison is close to death almost every single day. And possibly some other things I'm not going to address. But probation, you can go home. You know, can't do certain things for a few years, maybe just 1, maybe a couple months, who knows, depending on how severe the judge put the probation on you. But that doesn't sound right. Two people doing the same crime. One just did a little bit more than the other. One being what people now want to call the dominant race. Goes in there, kills a couple people and steals, while the other one just looks out. The one who just looks out, not saying that he shouldn't go unpunished, but I just think one should at least have the same punishment, if not more, than the other, if it's the same exact crime. The same exact crime. One man's a lookout, the other one goes in there, robs and shoots, and he gets probation, while the other one looking out gets years in prison. It's not a scenario, and not saying that the justice system is perfect. Not saying the justice system is corrupt or anything like that. But the fact that we have people in positions of power who can control someone's life is not looking at all the evidence and taking in the actual process of the court that the prosecutors and the defense have made. You're just saying innocent because he's white and not black. If the man had been black and shot a white man, that man would not only be in prison, he would probably be on death row by now. Not saying Jason Stockley should be on death row. I don't wish anyone on death row, no matter how severe of their crime. Yes, I would be upset. I would probably want to remove them from the world, but I would not do that. Anybody who hurts you close to home, of course you would want that person to pay for their crimes. How severe you want it, I have no idea. I don't think like you. And if we do think the same, then yes, you want to remove them, but you would never do that because that goes against your moral compass. Now, I'm saying all of this, and you're probably like, what is he talking about now? I'm talking about the injustice and inequality of the United States of America, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. We cannot go on, keep prolonging the problem that exists, and that problem is racism. I'm not saying it's going to, blow over overnight. Nothing does. Nothing does. Nothing blows over overnight. I wish it did, but it doesn't. But we need to stop trying to ignore the fact that it doesn't exist when it obviously does. It happens in everyday life to different people all the time. And instead of turning your eyes saying, oh, I don't see it, and yes, you do. I'm not saying going out there to be Superman and try to save the whole world, because we cannot save the whole world unless we change ourselves and say that's not right. That is the first step to fixing any problem, is admitting that it's not right or it's not going to help. Because you can look in history and see how bad it got. And I'm not an activist or anything like that. I'm just saying it needs to change. We can't keep living life like this. Because if we keep living life the same way we've been living life, history will repeat itself. And I'm not saying that I'm afraid to become a slave, but I am. So I just contradicted myself, but I don't want to be a slave. Why should I have to be a slave? Because I would not work for free. If I'm out there working, I need to get paid I need to be compensated for the work I'm putting out. And then there's other neo-Nazi people. I think this goes to the neo-Nazi people calling black people lazy because we don't want to work for free. First off, we're not lazy. Second off, the people that were lazy were the people that were forcing us out in the fields to pick cotton and to till the land, do all that other stuff. They are the lazy ones because they made other people do it for them. When they clearly had all the tools and all the help that they needed, they made other people do it because they were lazy. So, therefore, we need a change. It has been said time and time again. There's been other people to comment on this same situation. But before you judge people on kneeling and protesting, why don't you take a look at history? Take a look who wrote the Star Spangled Banner national anthem. Take a look at what really happened in the case of John Stockley. Take a look. Doesn't take that long. There's no reason that we should know or not know any information that is easy to get with things like the internet. Out, easy to grasp at any second. You have a smartphone. You can look up anything you want with that smartphone, or with a laptop, or with a computer, or with a tablet, or whatever devices you have. You can find information. It's very easy. Tell me what y'all think, man. Because I know there's going to be some people that's come from me in these comments. I really don't care. You can come from me all you want. But you're not going to change my state of mind. So, tell me what you think. I had to speak out. I had to get that off my mind. Ain't no sense in me thinking about it and not saying nothing when everybody else is saying something. Because it ain't going to change unless we get it out there. It needs to be talked about. We need a group of people to sit down and talk about this. See how we can fix it. Instead of worrying about Obamacare or the Japanese or the Koreans or whatever, we need to sit down and discuss how we going to fix ourselves before we can even fix the world. Fix our neighborhoods before we can fix city blocks, Fix our city blocks before we can fix the state. Fix the state before we can fix the country. So, y'all YouTube people who support me or want to know more about me, you can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook. All that be in the description down below. Comment down what y'all think, how y'all feeling. Till next time.